We have a seating area around the well. Is it Will going off on one now? Yeah, it's Sunday, and look at this. It's just beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Not too hot, not too cold. Perfect temperature to work in or lounge around, but no time to do that because I've got this well to sort out. This morning I went round to James and Christina's because I was watching their last video when they did a painting of a cow, and I wanted to see what it looked like in the flesh. I have to say it's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be, but it's really good. He's only done a few paintings in his life. These left-handed people, I don't know what it is. I really want one for my wall, James. So when I got my house, when I got a wall sorted out, you know what to do. Speaking of walls, I better continue with this. There's still a little bit of daylight left, and I want to see if I can go a little bit further up. Right, that's my sign that I've got to go back now, feed Will and go for a walk. Didn't do as well as I was hoping to do, but you know what? I don't want to rush this. This is my well and I want it to look lovely. So it'll take as long as it takes. But I've gone up as high as I'm going to go now on one of the stones, and I'll use that as my marker for going all the way around. Right, let's go. Good morning. What a really nice morning. Great start to the week. I now have my permanent residency. It arrived this morning. It's taken 2 years. When I first applied for my residency, it was a temporary one. That was 7 years ago. That was before Brexit, so there was no problem getting it. But then, of course, Brexit happened and my 5-year had run out and I was waiting for the permanent one. But they had to get their act together, sort out a new system, and it has taken all this time to get it. But I now have it. It's a card and it means I don't have to worry about my passport dragging it around with me everywhere I go, which means I don't have to have my bag around me all the time. Anyway, good start to the week. Hope the rest of it goes that way. Going to the village. Right, back at the house. James has already started, got the scaffolding up, and he's been playing around on the ceiling, getting the remaining couple of conduits in there. Just going to fix them so they're not all dangling down now, and we can start putting up the boards. And I really hope we can get some of the walls up in the next couple of days, and it'll start to make a massive difference. It's a bit tidy. You know, every board we put up now is starting to make a difference. Probably doesn't come across in the camera, of course, but for us standing here, it really does make a difference. The green area is going to be the bathroom, and we need to get some spotlights in there, but unfortunately we don't have them at the moment, so James has gone off to go and get them. We need access, so when we put the holes through, we can feed the cables through. In the meantime, I'm going to continue in this room here, where I patched up the ceiling, get all that boarded up. That'll make a big difference. And then afterwards, we'll come back into this room and see if we can start putting some more up and hopefully get some walls up during the course of this week. have a look what this looks like when it's finished. If only everything was this simple. This room sorted. James has got the lights now, but it is later in the afternoon, so we're going to carry on with this in the morning. Wow, that really was cold last night. We got a little bit of frost this morning. Look, Will, we got frost. Come on. Right, James has put the last bit of conduit up there, which is going to be for the light in the bathroom. That's fantastic, and that also means now that we can carry on and get the rest of these boards up. But before I do that, I've had a few comments in the last video just inquiring about our insulation that we've been putting up. You can see what we're using there. In this back section, in the last video, you saw us putting these boards up and some insulation. I didn't video all of it because it was getting very dark up there, and we're dangling 6 meters up and it's very awkward. So what you saw was us putting the insulation down between the beams, and then afterwards we put another layer over the top. Unfortunately, the bags that we had were the thinner ones. We asked for the thicker ones, but we got the thinner ones, so we've had to double up basically in there. And also the roof has got insulation in this area, and in the back room there, or the side room, which would be the bedroom, we're basically tripling up. Oh, right, we're ready to put the plasterboards in, but before I carry on, after what I mentioned in the room and in here about the insulation, I thought this is actually a really good time to bring this up. And although I've mentioned it many times in my videos, I am aware that, of course, people are joining and subscribing and watching my videos more recently that haven't seen some of the earlier ones. And I thought it's worth pointing out that my videos are not instruction videos, tutorials. It's not a how-to, so please don't copy anything I do. I'm literally just documenting my journey week to week. So sometimes I will describe what I'm doing, sometimes I'll tell you what materials I'm using, but I'm not qualified to go any further than that. I will try and answer in the comments as much as possible, but I'm going to miss a few things out. Going forward, of course, when we finish this house, we're going to be back at my house and I'm going to be doing loads of work on that. But for me, the bit that I'm really looking forward to is when I can start making things. That's somewhere in the future, and of course that part of that will be going into my other channel. So I hope that doesn't put anyone off of watching my videos. There's so much more to go in here, but just sit back and enjoy, and I'll try and answer where I can. I've got to carry on with this. Fingers crossed I marked this right. Ooh. Oh. Oh. Didn't you just put that up a second ago, Andy? I hear you say. Yeah, I did, but I made a mistake with the measurements. Got it all up there, very proud of that. And then, so I've taken it down and I've cut another one out. Waste of a board. It happens, we all make mistakes. And given what we're doing so many different elements in this house that it's going to happen from time to time. But while I was hoisting that board up, James was in the corner up a ladder and the ladder slid down the wall. Fortunately, I'm only laughing because he's okay. He's having a coffee now, and it was quite comical to watch, but I couldn't run over and help him, unfortunately. But it is a sign. I've made a mistake. James has had a little incident there, but he's okay. We are dangling off of ladders and scaffolding, and it's a sign when that happens that you've got to just step back. Not all lost. I did a few more. Hello, it's another day. Right, this morning James and I, we put the remaining bits of ceiling up here. We did it off camera because after yesterday felt, well, repositioning the camera every 2 minutes is just putting us off. So they're all up now. The green ones are for the bathroom, and we've started putting up the framework for the wall at the back here. A little bit more to do on that, but we're going to hold fire at this point because we need to get all of the water pipes in, and we're going to come back to that. In the meantime, we're going to continue with this section here so we can get a wall up, and once we've done that, it's going to then become very clear that that's a separate room. I couldn't resist it. I found it in the dump. Not sure what I'm going to do with it. Got a couple of ideas. There's a few things I'm starting to gather in the next couple of days, because obviously I want to get this chicken coop sorted and a few other bits and pieces. But that, I don't know, quite large, obviously a satellite dish of some description, and might be good as a cover. Put some wood on it. I don't know. That's another day. Anyway, got to get back into the village. Oh yeah, it's so nice at this stage to start seeing things going up and really starting to see that change. The stairwell now should become more clear to those of you who weren't sure of the layout going up into the mezzanine. And then of course, we will put a wall across this bit with a door in it, which will go into the bathroom. We've still got a little bit more work to do on the framework before we can start plasterboarding it. But wow, what a massive relief that is. All right, so we've got a little cubby hole there, which is going to have a plug in it, a little light. We're going to have a light in the middle there, and that's going to be our walkway up into the mezzanine. And blimey, has that made a difference. Monday we'll come back and we'll continue this side. Got some insulation in there, so I can get a better angle so you can see it from the door. Yep. Makes sense now. Bathroom. Stairs going up into the mezzanine. I'm standing in the bedroom, and downstairs, kitchen down there, bedroom up there, and the whole of this space going that direction is the lounge. Wow. Will, we got some walls up. Let's go out and celebrate. Ears off. Oh, that's where I need to head, up there where the sun still is. In the shaded areas, it really has dropped in temperature right now. I think I'll be warm by the time I get up there anyway from the walk, but it'd just be nice to see the sun going down now, especially after putting up the walls. And I've got to tell you, it feels so good to actually start doing something that is part of the finishing stages of doing this house. Oh, that's more like it. It's amazing the difference being in the shade and in the sun. That feels amazing. Oh, so during the course of the week, I've been going backwards and forwards to the well, and I've been going up bit by bit gradually. And tomorrow and Sunday, I'm going to carry on, and I'm really hoping that I can get that. If I don't finish it on Sunday, then one of the afternoons during the course of next week. So in my next video, I'm going to see if I can concentrate solely on that well to get it finished, because I don't want to do too many videos of James and I putting up plasterboard. It gets a bit boring and monotonous. So that gives us all of next week to do what we got to do. And then in the following week, we'll come back and hopefully we'll get a lot more in place. But at least with the well, that'll be sorted out. And I've got a few ideas as well, what I'm going to do on the top. So I'll go into that. Also, someone recently, along with quite a few other people since I started my videos, have mentioned about me doing a pros and cons, pluses and minuses of living out here in the Algarve, Portugal. And I've been holding back off of that because it's not really the sort of thing that fits in with what I'm doing, because I'm just documenting what I'm doing. But there are a couple of things that I'd like to point out. I'm going to keep it more on the positive side, because the negative, well, there's just no space for that in my videos. But I'm going to try and pop that in. If I don't do it during the course of this coming week, then I'll definitely do it in the following week. It will be in the middle of the week somewhere. So keep your eyes open for that one. In the meantime, I'm going back up to the top of that hill where I can get more sun. Really nice up there at the moment, but I checked the weather forecast this morning and it looks like we're going to get some really chilly evenings the next couple of nights. Probably the coldest we've had so far, though I did spot next week is going to slightly warm up a little bit, which is really good news. Does that mean it's the start of moving forward towards the spring? I really hope so. Showering outside is lovely when you're in the shower, but getting in and out, that's a whole different thing. And I'm cooking outdoors, and of course in that bus. When the house is finished, it'll be completely different, but roll on the summer. It's so nice to see that trailer horizontal and on the back of Buck as well. Really nice combination, and I'm looking forward to getting back on there. And well, we've got plenty of stones to collect still for the well and for the front wall, so it's going to get some good use. This is my little dumping area at the moment. I'm starting to build up a little collection of stuff. There's another thing that I'm collecting next week, which is quite large, and I'm looking forward to getting that. But I have mentioned the chicken coop quite a few times. We've got the barrel down there. That's going to be fun. This here is the top section of a golf buggy. I think it was used to collect the golf balls from the driving range. Anyway, it's gathering a little bit of rust on there, but it's in good condition. I've still got the doors, which is pretty good. And that, hopefully, if I can design it right, will look really nice. And as you saw earlier on, I got this great big satellite dish. It weighs quite a bit, I could tell you that. Getting it off the car wasn't a problem, but getting it on, yeah. As I said, it is fiberglass and it's got quite a good structure on there, so it's nice and strong. And I was thinking, over the top, I could lay some boards on there, maybe some pallet wood, and give that a really nice finish to it, paint the inside. And it could be one of three things, probably more. One is for the shower, when I finally decide where it's going to go and do a proper one. The other one is to just sit under, but I think that might be a little bit too small for that. And the other one was for the chicken coop as a little roof. So if I can somehow design this and make it not look too stupid, then I think that could work really well. And I'm really excited to get on with this one, but it's just gonna have to wait for another month maybe before I can start. But at least it gives me time to just do some drawings. Anywho, I was planning on going back down to the house this morning and filling in that little gap where you saw the exposed stones on the back wall. But it is a weekend and we can do that next week. I'm going to use some lime cement on there, and yeah, we'll do that next week. Another day. I've got to get on with the well. That's why the tractor's out. So I'm going to leave you on that note. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Look out for the next video next Saturday, and until then, take care. Bye bye.